Okay, your dad's not trying to find you, your son is. That kid's your son. You're the dad.
I made a huge, tiny mistake.
Well, another episode down in possibly the most exhausting season of Married at First Sight of all time. Shockingly, we're going to talk about Chris. We're going to talk about Chris a lot because he seems to be the star of the show. He's all of the drama. And as much as I'm sick of him, he's still the main topic. And until he's gone from the show, we're going to have to keep on talking about him. How about that scene at the start with it's a little cutscene of Pastor Cal, and I know he's not talking about Chris and Paige, but he's describing the issues the couples are facing as a bump in the road, and then it cuts to a shot of Chris and Paige, and like and I'm thinking about their issues. And I'm like, that is not a bump in a road. That's driving the car off a cliff. It's just absurd. And then whoever at the production crew that cut that together, I don't know if that was meant to be funny, but it was pretty good. It was pretty hilarious. Another scene that stands out is all the girls get together. Paige is kind of bringing stuff up, talking about everything, and every single one of the other women said they would have left. Every single one would have said, yeah, I would have been done. It's over. And still Paige keeps getting sucked back in by Chris, and it's getting hard to watch. How would you like to watch this as, the actual mother of the baby and seeing Chris, expecting Paige to be okay with him having a baby and then not being okay with Paige having a dog. Chris referring to his unborn child as the wound. He said, describe the child as the wound. The wound in his relationship. No, that's not the wound. That is your child. That is your child. And like Chris is just beyond delusional at this point. Like he has the bare minimum and going above and beyond, vastly confused because he thought telling Paige was him going above and beyond. Like, how ridiculous is that? That is not going above and beyond. That is the absolute minimum you can do. The absolute minimum you can do. Just absolutely ridiculous. And then now all of a sudden he has this new target in Eric and Virginia. And I mean, it's not new, I guess, but really amplified. And even to the point that Chris is attacking Eric and Virginia over this whole situation to a point where Brianna and Vincent are even defending Chris and everything that went down. Just absurd. Like his apology, you want to know how I know that apology was fake? The second Eric sits down and says one thing to him, Chris wants to fight him. Like, oh yeah, that's a grown man, ready to be a dad, ready to be a husband right there. Guy who wants to start a fight the first time. Not even like a confrontational thing was said. All Eric said was like, hey, next time you want to talk shit about my wife, I probably shouldn't have said that, but we'll just let it slide. You come to me. You come to me. You don't go to Virginia. You don't attack Virginia. You want to talk to me. And, that's a very fair thing for Eric to say. Maybe it was a little blunt, as many things Eric has said this season have been, but very valid. And if you're in a relationship, you don't want someone else's significant other abusing your partner verbally, emotionally, in any way, shape, or form. So just ridiculous. And then watching that scene at the end, seeing Paige get lured back in once again on the heels of Chris saying he still loved his ex. Oh, I don't want to speak ill of Paige, but it's getting hard to watch, and it's getting hard to watch her get lured back in over and over and over again. All right, let's attempt to leave them in the background for the rest of this recap. I don't know if that'll be possible, but let's attempt it and move on. Eric and Virginia, you know, they're going to be the next most talked about couple all season long. You can just tell. Obviously, alcohol is going to be an issue at some point. You know, seeing Eric and Virginia have that conversation where Virginia's like, just so you know, I go get hammered on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night every week. And Eric, you know, he's a little too blunt, doesn't handle these things very well. He's not cool with that. And like, why should he be? You know, if you want to go out with your friends, cool, but it doesn't have to be 3 nights a week. You know, cut it down a little bit. Like, you're married. You know that your husband's going to be working a weird schedule. So how about the weeks when he's home Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, you cut that down. You cut it down to 1 night, spend the other 2 nights with your husband. That's called a compromise. It's not that ridiculous. When your husband's out of town, not going to be around, and you want to go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, go for it. Absolutely go for it. Obviously, you still want to keep things inside the marriage, and that's one of Eric's concerns is cheating. Even though, you know, I don't think that that's the kind of person Virginia is, but that's one of his concerns. And if your significant other is going out and getting drunk, that is something that you would worry about. It just is. Yeah, and obviously at some point, gonna be an issue for them. And overall, Eric really, really, really needs to work on his phrasing. You know, when he starts busting out Eric's rules or Eric's deal breakers, like any of these Eric absolutes, hey, he just sounds like a person that you wouldn't want to be around, that you wouldn't want to be in a relationship with. And all of those conversations, if he had approached them slightly differently, you know, with less negativity, a little more positivity, and presented it as like, hey, here's something I'm not happy with. What can we do to change it? It's pretty simple. Dealt with, conversation, it's handled. Let's move on. Brianna and Vincent. This was the first time this season that we've saw some cracks in this couple. Brianna has been described as bossy over and over and over again, and we're starting to see that little bit where she's really like, you know, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and everyone has experienced that at some point in their life, and like, it's just wearing on you. You know, it's not that the person is asking you ridiculous things. It's not like they're asking you to move heaven and earth. It's very wearing, just like, yeah, do, just over and over. They're just little pecks, and those little pecks have started to create a crack that who knows how wide that spreads. Obviously, Brianna wasn't happy with what Vincent said when they were off camera, but seemed open and willing to work on that to help progress their marriage. Next up, we've got Haley and Jacob. Really, I had nothing written down for this couple until probably the last 20 minutes of the episode, when their relationship really started spiraling. You look at Haley, like the first few episodes, she seemed open and willing to do the marriage, to see herself through the process, and all of a sudden, she's just closed off. She's given Jacob nothing. You know, Jacob's almost at the point where he's begging her, like, give me something to work with. And all that Haley can say is, hey, when I said I need a little bit of time, it means that you need a little bit of time. Just doesn't seem genuine to me. It seems like something else has gone on. And really, the catalyst for this, they had sex. They had sex. All of a sudden, Haley, not interested. So, you know, to me, that says she wasn't happy with something that happened there. What? I don't know. The preview also did not look very favorable for Haley and Jacob, so I don't know what the future holds for this couple, but it's looking very, very poor right now. Clara and Ryan, I honestly didn't write anything down about them tonight. I kind of feel bad for that because they're a couple that is greatly exceeding my expectations so far and really seem like they're gelling well together. Ryan really seems to complement Clara and kind of just really ground her, I would say. And hopefully that can carry on for them because I want to see successful couples on this show. I don't want to see drama, 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 drama. I want to see some actual marriages. I don't want to be watching failed relationship after failed relationship after failed relationship. Like, give me some couples that make it. And, you know, Clara and Ryan, they're trending that direction. I hope it continues. And I hope that they get to a point where they are ready to say I love you and stay married at the end of this thing. So I'm going to wrap things up there for this week. Hope everybody enjoyed my recap on the Chris Show once again. And until next week, we'll see you later.